Hello, Sweet Tooth and Flutter Pyrox is here. Flutters is
parrot.
cute. You're cute.
You're cute.
Polly.
Hello. Hello.
Oh my god. No, not that one.
No?
Wait, let's see. This is, oh, it is one. Whoops.
You're in the records room now.
Cool. Now we can take records. Maya, grab everything. Grab them all. Grab everything. Grab this entire box right here.
Woohoo! Wow. It's amazing. Lee Dusty.
Nice. 10 years of files and 10 years of dust, I guess.
Let's find that DL6 stuff quick.
15 years ago, both me and Edgeworth were 9 years old. We were almost through with 4th grade when he suddenly transferred. Because of DL6?
Nick, I found where the file is.
Oh, thanks.
Just let me know what you want to know about the DL6 incident. I'll go get the right file.
Looks like there are files inside that glass case. The case is so dusty I can't see what's inside.
Nick, it's locked. I can't steal like this.
They must keep important case files in there. Somehow we must unlock this. Solve that mystery. This cabinet is where they keep evidence for current cases. Some of the things are obviously murder weapons, others are who knows what. Most of it just looks like random junk.
Nick, what do you think this clothespin is for?
Don't touch that, it's evidence. Don't touch that. There are shelves stuffed with case files in the back of the room too. Forgotten cases rotting away for eternity.
Nick, let's see what we need and get out of here. All this dust is getting to me.
Here are files of collected case reports. There's quite a large volume of reports here.
Wow, are all these case reports?
Yeah, it's like a graveyard of police cases.
I guess my sister's case report is in here too. Quietly gathering dust.
Probably, yeah. Alright. Case summary. Well, first I have to get a handle on the main facts, like a summary.
Right. Summary. Found it. Here you go.
Yay. December 28th, 2001.
That's exactly 15 years ago from the day after tomorrow.
So in 2 days, the case is closed. The incident took place in the elevator of the district courthouse.
What? Is it the same district courthouse where they're holding the trial now?
Looks like it. Oh. Okay. There was a large earthquake at 2 p.m. on that day. Part of the court building collapsed and all of the lights went out.
Wow, that was some earthquake.
At the time, 3 people were trapped in the elevator. It took 5 hours for them to be rescued. 5 hours.
That would be scary like that in the dark.
There was a lack of oxygen in the elevator and the survivors were unconscious.
The survivors?
One of the 3 in the elevator had been shot in the heart.
That was Mr. Edgeworth's father, wasn't it?
He said that his father was shot before his very eyes. So Miles Edgeworth was one of the other passengers in that elevator. Victim data. Do you have data on the victim, Edgeworth's father?
Yeah, hold on. Victim. Here, found it.
Gregory Edgeworth, 35, defense attorney. If he were still alive, he'd be 50. He had lost that day's case in court and got in the elevator with his son Miles.
Miles.
Miles Edgeworth, of course.
So he was in the elevator with his father.
From the angle of the bullet and other evidence, it could not have been a suicide. The murder weapon, a pistol, was found in the elevator. The pistol had been fired 2 times. Where have I heard that before? Huh, it sounds just like this current case. What's going on here? Suspect data. Got any data on the suspect in there?
That would be the guy that my mom got arrested. Hold on, this is it.
The man arrested as a suspect in DL6 was Yanni Yogi. He was a clerk in the court, apparently.
So he must have been the 3rd person in that elevator.
Yeah.
Well, then he had to have done it.
He was found innocent, thanks to his defense lawyer, Robert Hammond.
Hammond, the victim in our case.
Right. The suspect, Mr. Yogi, was oxygen deprived, so much so he had brain damage. He lost all memory of being in the elevator. After he was declared innocent, he disappeared.
Where could Yogi have gone to, I wonder?
He may be closer than we think. I guess I know generally what happened in DL6 now. I still don't know what sort of impact the whole thing had on Edgeworth.
Nick? Are we going to take the whole file? There's too much. We'll never get it out.
You're right. How about we just take what we think we'll need? File on DL6 incident. Right. That's probably all we'll be able to find here. Now all that's left is the trial tomorrow. I wonder how Dad will do testifying in court. Do we continue? Alright, so I want to thank you for watching.
Cute.
You're cute.
You're the cute one. Stop being so cute.
December 27, 10 a.m. Courtroom.
I said stop.
Number 3. The headless figures that watch the court are now observing.
Yep.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Objection! The defense is never ready because my offense is gonna be too perfect.
Objection to your objection, sir.
I object to your objection. Sustained. The defense is now placed in prison.
That's it. We are kids now. Overruled. Overruled. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who is the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement? Very well, no opening statement, so...
Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking.
Right, of course.
Now sit here and listen to my meaningful pause. I am good now. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now.
Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Objection.
Bob, must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I call my witness now.
Right.
I call my witness, my decisive witness to the sand. Did I just say sand? Okay, we're in the sandbox then.
Sandbox.
Now this makes far more sense. There's still 9.
Is that mysterious boat shot up
Game the whole time.
owner?
Witness, state your profession.
I am the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. I also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct?
Yep, I was.
Please testify.
Wait a second. You still haven't heard who this old guy is. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Objection sustained! Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Objection. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah. I predict this trial will end in 3 minutes.
Good for you. It's actually less than 3 minutes now.
Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
No. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. Oh. Ugh. Well, I'm not really sure. Yep. What do you mean? Memory?
Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name.
You can't recall, you say?
Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness? Night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. And I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window. Yep. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. No, Judge, come on, stop.
There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony.
But the judge wants to cross-examine.
Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up.
Weird.
Judge, your verdict, now.
Yes. Mr. Wright? What?
What happens if you say don't cross-examine?
Don't cross-examine.
You could just say don't cross-examine. I kind of want to see what happens if you say that.
He's right, that testimony sounded pretty solid. Maybe I should hold back.
But Nick, you have to cross-examine him. This is your only chance to turn this trial around. Your last chance.
Oh, right.
Raw!
Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma?
What exactly is this? 3 minutes just passed.
I see. Well, then let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. The heck was that?
He got angry that his prediction got proved to be wrong because you decided to actually do your job.
Just after midnight, you say? Yep, just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure, yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. Surprised you seem so sure about it today.
I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right?
Oh. Well, don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly. I did, yep.
You see? Continue. I did say he'd remember in time for the trial.
Is there anyone else who could verify that you were there? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law.
Only for the person who asked to verify a parrot.
Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough. Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't bear so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. Keith?
The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue.
Bang. And where did the bang seem to come from? Huh. From the lake, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yep.
Good. Continue. He's not using the word now with this guy.
I guess not.
Have you noticed?
Yeah. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figure those two men out there, yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep. At the time, that is. At the time? So you heard 2 gunshots total? Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but it was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Chelsea. I have a bad feeling about this. The man was a defendant. He was saying that I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad! I'm dead certain, Keith. He said I can't believe he's dead as he was walking by it, too.
Witness, are you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
It was him, that Edgeworth boy!
Then Ian, how can he be sure about anyone? He's convinced that Phoenix is a person named Keith.
Yeah. Did he just fall over?
Yes.
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall.
like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us.
Why?
Wouldn't they be glaring at Edgeworth?
Yeah. I better act quick or this trial's going to be over. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand?
Exactly.
That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true.
The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Go for it. Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof.
Ugh.
Apparently the witness doesn't need to prove his claims at all.
Yeah.
Nick, do we have any evidence?
It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high in expectation. However, 15 isn't bad. This must be a new record.
Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Isles Edgeworth, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. But wait. Who was that just now?
Me.
Huh?
Who was it?
Ah! What?
Larry!
Larry! What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Oh my god. Remembered what?
Larry came to help.
The gunshot! I heard it too.
Larry showed up.
Oh my gosh. Order!
Well, he just saved the day, I guess. What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call him juror adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So, you say you heard a gunshot?
He just showed up at court, got on the witness stand, and no one stopped him.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony.
Okay, so you were in the room at least.
I was up there with the faceless people. Anyways, then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Order. Order. This is a real court. Stop. You can't just throw stuff at the wall. Prosecutor will stop trying to dictate what the judge can do.
Witnesses will not just jump down into the witness stand out of nowhere. They will actually talk to the police first.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. I thought the last time was a final chance.
Yeah. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. It can make things even worse.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right there, right here, right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned.
Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify.
Without knowing what he wants at all. So now what exactly are you supposed to ask him? You don't even know what he saw at all, so how are you supposed to know what questions you need to ask?
Now.
Yeah, the judge did it back.
Oh.
What?
The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness.
Okay, that gives Von Karma a little time to prep for the witness.
Court is adjourned. Phew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to see in there.
Larry was at the lake that night? Actually, you already figured out that he was at the lake. Why didn't you make him tell the police?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he said he was there.
Yeah.
He said he went looking for the Steel Samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh yeah, he probably just didn't notice the other boat.
Yeah.
And then he realized he found it. And he found the balloon and air tank that night?
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
You say something right?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance.
Our chance?
Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials.
Perfect trials?
Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. he has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court.
Hmm.
And that someone is Larry.
What are you getting at?
It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Yeah. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. Alright. Let's see how Larry screws all this up. Oh, we went to a new courtroom.
I'm fully ready for this.
We were in number 2, now we're in number 3.
Huh. That's kind of weird.
Court is now back in session.
Guess you got busy.
Yeah, that's strange. Witness? Please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th. Right! Leave it to me! Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break.
Technically, Von Karma had 5 minutes to prep him, and Larry probably wasn't interested in being prepped.
Probably. Night of the murder.
He probably was too busy screaming that he was a witness.
That night, I was out in the boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental bus shop. Dock.
Blap, blap, blap.
Then just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. That was an unusually vague testimony even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
There are no cross-examinations ever needed here. What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him.
Press him everywhere.
I'm a little scared.
He'll say some weird shit. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Press him on every statement. See what he says. There's bound to be something funny.
Oh my gosh. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I don't even know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it? Oh, it was after 11 when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for?
What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy.
That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense.
This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with.
So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop. Around what time was that? Oh, well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12. Yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Wasn't there a boat on the lake? Order! Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Whoa! Whoa! Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh.
Well, Nick?
It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? Guess I should just start working on the contradictions.
Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister.
So I gotta find a contradiction I can go into on the side of that, right?
Yep.
Where's Missile when I need him? There's Polly. Lotta says she heard 2 sounds.
Oh yeah, maybe when it says 1, you can put that in there.
Right.
It might jog his memory.
Well, wait a sec, Larry. Well, what? You only heard 1 bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please! Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here.
What?
So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot? Are you sure? Now, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Eh? Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude! With my headphones. What?
He didn't have headphones on.
Order! Order! And stop that booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to radio. What's a big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion?
Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
Yeah, you probably should continue.
Yeah. Let's keep upsetting Karma. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. It's gonna mess up his whole time frame.
Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. This is getting so weird.
Is this the weirdest case?
Yeah. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. Oh no, now we're talking about being alone. That's why I was listening to an old request for show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? Can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Oh.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio.
True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. Can't believe I'm continuing this charade.
You're not having fun examining Larry, Phoenix?
Yeah. We're just wasting Karma's time now. So, you turned on the radio? Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know. You don't know what it's like out there, all alone on Christmas Eve. Alone. I shouldn't have said anything. Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to?
This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night? Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you had headphones on? Yep. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. Can you prove that? You listened and you heard that gunshot? No, of course you can't. Nah, I can't prove it. But I can remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know?
What did the DJ say?
What did she say?
Mr. Wright, please cease this pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us?
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
What if it's something that sounds similar to what that guy thought Edgeworth was saying?
Yeah. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask, Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas." I heard the gunshot. Aw, that was
Wait
a
a
chance.
minute. That means it happened before 12, but we said before it was 12.
Huh.
If it's almost Christmas, then the gunshot happened. Then something's up.
Really? Yeah.
They were saying that the other testimony was saying that the shot happened afterwards. So pictures were taken. Yeah, just after midnight, see? So he heard one earlier. Not his testimony.
True.
Objection!
Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't take scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and? Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes? But that contradicts the two testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order! Order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What?
I like how this guy keeps attacking the witness. That's supposed to be his own.
Yeah, it keeps attacking Larry. Even Larry is his witness.
Larry is now his witness, technically.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? Well, he's right. Right?
Oh. Is he right?
Yeah. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Huh.
That's a DL6. Holly. Well, technically it could be anything that was being fired 3 times. Yeah, the gun itself would show that there was 3 shots. So we might have missed the other 2.
You're right. Wait, the second like photo shows an empty lake taken automatically on 12/24 at 11:50.
Oh.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, there it is.
That's it?
Yeah, if a bang happened, it would have taken the photo. There was a photo earlier, so that means there was a loud noise that everyone but Larry missed.
Look at this photograph. That's true. The camera wouldn't go off unless there was a thing. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
There's no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey! My nose was clear that night, man. Clear! Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Wouldn't that be the gun itself at this point? I was saying that it's fired 3 times. Or is that just me thinking of something weird?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure of one thing.
But
You're cute.
here it comes.
You're cute.
Should I present the camera?
The camera? Why the camera?
Or camera or the gun?
I'm thinking it's the gun.
Let's try the gun. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 separate sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why?
Uh-oh, I'd better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah!
What's wrong, Nick?
I have it. I have it.
Huh?
Remember the case with the steel samurai?
Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yes?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict.
But you just said you figured it out. Why do I have to know it?
I got a hunch and I'm going to run with it.
Right. I mean, is it safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose.
You do.
You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick?
Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
That's fishy.
That's fishy.
Immediately fishy.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
So you finally realized the truth? There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Bung Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on the lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell in the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes. But this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 0015. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that.
Oh, so it's insinuating that he was killed beforehand and then placed on the boat?
Yep. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. It's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent.
I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, okay, so if there was someone else there, then all they had to do is get on the boat with Edgeworth, pretend to shoot at him, then jump off the boat. If there was a body beforehand, they threw the body into the lake, and now that body would be found instead.
Right.
However, Edgeworth would have immediately called out if the person in the water was different than the one he had on the boat, right?
Yeah.
That's what makes it a bit strange. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are.
Edgeworth was on the boat. We know that, right?
Yes, so they're Edgeworth and the murderer, or Edgeworth and Hammond.
Edgeworth and the murder. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous.
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's...
Lot of heart.
Lot of heart did it.
Miles Edgeworth. It's Miles Edgeworth.
Miles Edgeworth. Probably just say I know. I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know?
Bah, again you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. Oh. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place.
I assume in the boat shop then.
Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have any proof the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? Oh, the boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this?
You did
Wait,
fine.
Sorry. I was like,
Not really. Now we're even.
Yeah. But
Totally works.
I think if I start at the very beginning and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? Boat shop caretaker. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details.
You know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and then threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said?
Yes.
Well? Why did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said it was something very important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry, I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? But find him, quickly. We cannot allow him to get away.
You knew shit was going down and left.
Yep. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well, court is adjourned.
Woo! We made it.
Nice, we got it. And we finally got Karma on the defense.
Karma's annoyed.
Ruined his perfect case. Perfect trial.
It wasn't done in 3 minutes.
And extended.
Yep, it took another day. He's annoyed.
Yeah.
Yay, Nick, you did it!
Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict.
What about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? You don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably gonna get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry. But I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth?
No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder.
To be continued.
Edgeworth has admitted his guilt.
He's been a bad boy.
Guilty.
Bad boy. What you gonna do when they come for you? Alright, anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. Hope you have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.